That's enough. Is that enough? I'll play along with Kara's little game. Killing civilians isn't going to be a part of it. Clear? Right. What do you suggest?
Well, we're going to try this again and see if anybody's going to come and join me in a live chat.
And now you are too. You're being temporarily reassigned.
I know I look pretty,
But be smart.
but there's nobody here yet.
It's impossible for anyone to tell where you end and where it begins.
Yep. Baker. Got a situation developing over at 780 Mercer.
Well, whoever's here, welcome. Let me guess, it's Newfie.
Take the jacket.
How you doing, Alex? That's one thing I wish YouTube would do is list who's in the room. Welcome, buddy. Nice to see you. Looks like somebody else has joined into the chat too.
Yes, detective.
I'm hoping that maybe my friend from the Philippines will join in the chat.
NSA certified. This model is made exclusively for government and
Uh-oh.
military installations. If I had to guess,
Hello, Susan.
or something highly sensitive, dangerous. Listen, I've just received a text from an unfamiliar number. It reads UXO.
Susanna.
UXO is the military designation for unexploded ordnance.
Oh boy. Where are you from, Susanna?
Sending you the number. You need to track down the location it was sent from, detective.
I'm on it.
I think I know what kind of situation we're responding to. Bomb threat.
And resist. Now use your cover to get inside the building.
I have
Go
a,
to the elevators.
let's see, cousin, Susanna. No, actually, Susanna is
We don't answer the bomb threat.
Spanish.
Semtex can do a building like this with the people in it.
Hello, Eileen or Indai. Indai. Welcome to my live stream.
Detective, did you find them?
No, but they were here. They followed whoever came out.
The judge on the phone that sent the text wants to respond, which is called to a bomb threat at 780 Mercer.
I went to your live stream earlier, but all I saw was just scenery. There was no Eileen to be seen anywhere.
Although this is interesting.
What is?
The building has 21 floors, but the directory only lists 20. 21st floor is registered to a Stillwater Imports. Except Stillwater Imports doesn't appear to have any ongoing business activity. This is a shell corporation. I'll keep looking into it, but whatever.
So, did you have a good night, Eileen? Yes, Indai is a Filipina.
Enter this code.
Let me see if I can remember her channel particulars. I believe she's on Mindanao.
Unfortunately, the main guard can't leave it for something as routine as a bomb threat. And they're not going to be
Okay.
boys. Damn it, Karen. Come on, John. Didn't you miss this? The three of us working together.
Who are we looking at?
If I had to guess, 2 Delta Force operators with M4s trained to fire up those elevator doors open without authorization.
What do you mean by BC there, Eileen? I'm BC, so my live is only outside in my house.
Delta Force for guards. Where the hell are we? Say past high-level effectors. Bioweapons lab, maybe? Son of a bitch. Right outside. These guys get free, they're gonna kill us. They're still in their job, and I don't know them. Only person here.
I was watching a streamer.
Yes, you have, James.
I was watching another Filipina streamer, and she is one that gives a lot of very useful information to foreigners, especially ones that are looking to move to the Philippines. So, in this particular video, she was talking about kasambahay. So that's like a live-in maid. Pretty interesting concept.
Morning.
Ah,
It's going to happen. Turn on the captions.
Eileen, when is a Filipina not busy doing housework?
The Ministry of State's 30
Filipinos are almost always, the broom in the hand, or washing laundry or washing dishes. If it's not one, it's the other.
You read the classics in Annapolis.
The first time I went to the Philippines, I went there to meet with a gal that I had been, doing a 4-year long distance relationship with, and that's when I went to get my teeth done. So to have all my rotting teeth pulled out, and my first set of dentures made. And rather than commute the 2 hours from where my girlfriend lived into Davao, we stayed with her cousin who lives in Davao. So it was the cousin that owned the house, another cousin, my girlfriend, and her little boy. And I swear, the three women, one would put the broom down and the next one would pick it up within 10 minutes and sweep the house again. It was so, to me, it was funny. Oh, looks like Indai left. Oh, no.
I can give you an answer. Really have to tell me.
And, it was a simple house. Although it was all cinder block, the whole house. But the shower was, your typical big bucket and little scooper. And the toilet was, scoop the water and dump it in to flush it. It was eye-opening as to, how different the living conditions are from Canada to Philippines, and what is, considered normal living conditions there. Here, it wouldn't even pass. You wouldn't get an occupancy permit for a house with a toilet that didn't flush. Somewhat of a culture shock. I had seen some of it and been, made aware of it from the girlfriend. But it still was like, wow, there is a huge difference. And like their gray water, it just runs off in open channels. It's open, wide open to the air. Yeah. Septic systems, there is only a tank basically under the bathroom, and it's only what comes out of the toilet that goes into that tank. So it's quite a bit different than what we're used to. But for them, that's normal. So, and having lived with somebody who couldn't abide living in a house where the running water meant that I was taking 2 pails out to the water pump to fill them and run them back into the house. That wasn't good enough for her. It had to be coming through pipes. In the middle of freaking winter, when we got there at Thanksgiving, and we had 3 weeks before we froze up. Yeah, we were roughing it that winter, and she just couldn't have it. Just couldn't hack that. that, and we were heating with wood, so we were always stoking the fire or going to get firewood to stoke the fire. Oh my God, that was just too much work for that princess. Thank God, she left about 6 months after we got there, because she was the one that wanted to go off grid, and self-sufficient, self-reliant, get rid of the big bills. But in order to get rid of the bills that you pay in hours. You pay with sweat and tears, strength. You still have the same needs for living. You're just changing how you're acquiring it. Instead of paying somebody else to do the heavy lifting and hard labor, you're doing it yourself. Yeah, exactly, Newfie. Exactly. And she just wasn't willing to even lend a little bit of a hand. When we went out to get firewood, she'd help with 3, 4, maybe 10 pieces to load up the back of a 1-ton van, and then she'd fuck off to the front to the seat, it's too hard, I'm cold. Yeah. So the kids would work with me a little bit longer, and then they do the same thing. It's cold, Dad, I'm going to go sit in the truck, and then I'm left to finish it, to make sure that everybody would have heat for the next 2 weeks. So yes, I'm when she did leave, my heart was broke, but now in retrospect, things weren't going to change and be much different, because I think she didn't fully understand what she was wanting to get into, and rather than accept her part of it, she threw it all on me. Well, my second wife was, she was a good-looking gal, but not high on the beauty. She was maybe a 5. Lots of acne on her face, acne scars. But she had a hell of a set of knockers on her. Yeah, cute butt too. When we met, it was my 39th birthday. She was 18 and a half. So the fucking was great. Obviously, because we created 4 kids in 7 years. We had our son little over a year after we met, and then nothing for 4 years, and then 1, 2, 3, and in the space of 37 months, we had 3 girls. So, Indai, do you have children too?
What are you doing?
Oh God, no. No, Lovely was just a girlfriend, and that was after the 4-year LDR. As a matter of fact, Lovely was a friend and somebody that had gotten information and more insight into the Filipino culture before I went. And when I got there, not understanding the language, I reached out to Lovely and said, "Hey, can you give me a hand with digging out information, the police reports, that kind of stuff, because I can't read the language, I don't understand it."
Just like an orders.
Hey, Doofy, my baby mama, she's getting banged by a guy that's Métis. Okay,
Or one.
so now she identifies that she has Métis because she gets Métis in her.
Nicely done.
Like, can you believe that insanity? She thinks she's entitled to all the benefits of First Nation status because she gets a Métis dick jammed in her.
See, I'm not looking to take anything from this place.
Excuse my
You're
French.
at least a generation behind. No offense. I'm more interested.
Ugh.
What is this?
Where we monitor the government.
I doubt that I'll see anybody else. I'm not interesting enough, I guess. But I'll keep doing it. I'll keep talking. Yeah. Can't live with him. You can't shoot him. I heard somebody say a real good one, the question asked, where are you from? Oh, my daddy's nuts. Must have been the left one because I've never been right. Hello, road racer. Where are you from? Welcome to Northwestern Ontario.
What I said before about missing
If you love fishing and outdoor sports, then this is paradise. San Antonio, one of my favorite cities in Texas. I've been there several times when I used to drive truck, and I would run used tractors and stuff from Niagara Falls area down to Laredo. And once I got to Laredo, of course, when I delivered, I had nothing left to drive but the Shoe Leather Express to the bus that took me to San Antonio, where I would wait for an airplane. Bye-bye, Eileen. Have a good day.
Still alive. Battery backup. Over here.
There's also a road racer. There's a Filipina that lives in San Antonio as well. And she's a regular on Marissa's channel, 04, I think it's called.
Never catch up with her. We need to get clear of any
I used to drive truck regularly. That was my income. And I did that after I had a pretty serious accident in construction. I inverted my my left ankle, so I could barely walk. So I got retrained as a truck driver and realized, not far into it, that I did more fucking walking as a truck driver than I did as a carpenter. So I went back to carpentry. But I still keep up my commercial license so I can jump back and forth when I want. And the company I work for now, they do modular houses. So the houses arrive on, guess what? A truck. So sometimes I wind up getting in the truck and driving it, once in a while. If you look at some of my videos, there's two of them that are back to back, where we're actually swinging a house into place with a 150-ton crane. Because there was no other way to get it in there. Couldn't back it in with the truck. And because there was a house and other buildings and, just terrain in the way. Yeah, I'm gonna have some more of my bad habit.
So I say I'm not too late. Should I only turn up here? I told you to stay clear.
So what do you do? Keep yourself out of trouble, road racer?
Stay where you are. Here. Find out what's on that hard drive. Stop it. Please just let me. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? This is my past catching up with me.
Okay,
It doesn't concern you.
but racing your motorcycle doesn't pay the bills. Not unless you're, a competition racer with sponsors and all of that. But there aren't many of them in the country. If you're one, my hat's off to you, because then you're a hell of a motorcycle rider.
Say I have, but I believe I grasped the basic principles. Well, that's encouraging. This is why the phone, the capacity-based trigger, what is called charge of capacity, which will in turn release its charge in a single burst.
Hey, I got a question for you, road racer, if you're still there.
Get up the battery.
Oh, I think he left.
Some of the most complex computer systems in existence can certainly unlock a phone. All phones have a universal unlock code based on
Oh, okay.
the unique ID number.
Kind of like street racing.
But this one is one of 5 combinations. That's good. Problem is, we only get 3.
You do know that's not a very wise idea.
It's not.
I'm looking at the number of heads in my stream and it says 1, but I see 2 of you there chatting at me. I guess YouTube lies. Yep, that's how YouTube is. I guess you're right.
Cara.
It's done.
Yes. So I see.
Yeah,
I see.
probably less accurate on the computer than it would be on the mobile app.
You on your unfortunate trip to China.
So how does this appear on the mobile app, Newfie?
The name.
Or are you on a computer?
Name is all I have for you. Someone who seemingly does not exist.
Let me see if I can.
Any known database. Perhaps you'll have better luck in your search.
I'm gonna go to my
Go ahead.
other account. Oh, okay, nice. 20 acres, private track. Sounds good. Okay. So live chat just on the computer goes sideways rather than vertical. Cool. And then all the text comes underneath. Mm-hmm. Compared to listening to, when you go to the Filipinas and they're doing it on their phones and you get that vertical format and you wind up, with text up to here on them. You can't see any of the good stuff because it's all covered in text. I think next time I do a live stream, I'm going to try my tablet. I forgot I was going to do that to see how that one works, how it formats up and everything. Because I know with my tablet I can plug in a remote camera, so I can, instead of using the front camera, I can put a private one or a separate one on there and have it looking down the road, like a dash cam idea. So do you work at all, Road Racer, or are you just like a high school student or college student?
Detective,
Agent Moss. What brings you by?
we identified the suicide bombers who broke into the PFD facility. Apparently, they were a couple of
Cool.
CIA agents. Agency's not saying a beat, but we think they went corrupt.
But the racing's head to head, or a whole bunch of bikes go out on one race? Motocross or paved track?
So does that mean the girl's case?
As a waitress at a restaurant. Ah,
As for Don Lee, we'll deal with the agency on our end. Take care, detective.
so am I guessing that you might be a lady? Oh, yeah.
Now, I try to tell you anything. Nothing yet. Whatever she uploaded, the encryption is remarkable. I can only assume that the malware is protecting it.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I've been able
Which
to-
restaurant do you work at, Biker Chick?
Yeah, that's that. So we'll find out. Thank you.
Every time I was in San Antonio, I would go down to the Riverwalk. There's a little restaurant down there that serves Mexican food, and they have a mariachi band come in and do live music. So I would make a point of going down there for dinner.
Someone who seemingly does not exist on any known database. Perhaps you'll have better luck in your search than I did.
Okay, never heard of it. And of course, I'm one hell of a long distance away from Bill Miller's. San Antonio is a good 2 solid days of driving. But if I can put the dineros together, I'm going to be heading down to Crockett, Texas to pick up a vehicle that'll help me do what I do.
I designed the machine to detect acts of terror, but it sees everything.
Because a lot of times when I go to work, I'm out of town, and not just a short ways out of town. I'm a long fucking way out of town.
Hunted by the authorities.
2.5 weeks ago, or yeah, 2 weeks ago, I was at a work area that was an 8-hour drive one way to get there. So I spent 8 nights. Yeah, 8 nights in a motel. I was so far freaking north, I could see Santa's workshop. Last hotel forever. There's no hotels beyond there.
Said our latest number dropped out of college. Logan Pierce left Caltech after his sophomore year.
Okay.
He had other aspirations.
Nice. Mexican food is so good, especially when it's prepared by, Mexicans, because then they make it authentic.
Ariel, you got a jet though. You got a date with your girl.
So, in order to make the my work a lot easier when I'm doing jobs like that, it would be advantageous for me to have accommodations and all my tools together in one, format, like an old bus. Take the front 20 feet roughly and make it into a living space, and the back 18 feet is for tools and supplies and everything else, and a second bunk. If I have to have a helper with me, there's a bunk back there, so They can have their own private space. I've got my space in the front. Plus, we eat there. Use a Mexicano Americano, eh?
That's right. It would certainly not be in Ogilvy's best interest to have Pierce turn up dead now. They're taking friends.
Oh, I won't hold it against you that there's any Mexican in you. I'm Dutch on both sides, through and through.
Pierce changes phones twice a day to avoid corporate espionage. So he's supposed to
And then, and you know, and in Canada we have the Newfies, and they're worse than the Mexicans.
classic black.
When Newfies build doors, they raise the bottom, and you got to step over to get into the house, because I think they're sure that the Pacific Ocean is going to come up and get in their doors. Right, Newfie?
Following up that anonymous tip. When did you become cocaine?
I think a lot of cops have reason to want an IAB detective there. Then I realized.
Many years ago, I went down to Mount Pleasant, Texas, and spent a week there with somebody. Yeah, I see that you have a channel. I've already opened it up, and I've got it there. So when I'm done my live stream, I'm going to go check out your channel. Maybe make a comment or four. I like meeting new people, making new friends.
What exactly did you mean by several lawsuits?
200, but I've already prioritized them, and no, there's no need to thank.
You'd have to have a YouTube channel in order to even you'll come on here and watch my stream, but you have content on a YouTube channel, which is more interesting.
Feeling a little out of place here.
So you two jobs, you're a waitress, and
Difficult encounters that may arise.
what's your second job? Mechanic?
Check that out. Some Pierce and his partner Justin Gold. Best friends for over a decade. They've known each other since Cal 10. Who's the third guy in Pierce's circle? That would probably be Jeremy Campbell, Pierce's lawyer. Frenzar is his firm's only client. So I wake up and bruised and scratched. I call Justin from Edover. Yeah, no, hello, no, good morning. Justin, I think I got beat up by a girl in bed, and I think I kind of enjoyed it. Remember that you're John Wiley, hedge fund manager. Not John Wiley, asset manager. No, he's a single-digit millionaire. John Wiley.
Yeah, that bus that I'm looking at is over in Crockett, which is kind of halfway between Dallas and Houston.
Pierce, Justin.
So a good 4-hour drive away from you.
I feel cool coming on.
The latest movie charity thing was not a cure for that. Ben and Cynthia Kamen, social networking
Well-
site Connectroid.com, was devalued by half when Frenzar debuted. Things continue to make nice.
I was hoping to see some of my Filipina friends come and join us. Come and join my channel. Oh, both waitress.
What's your story here? John Wiley has fun.
Yeah, to try, one job as a waitress and one as something else. You might surprise yourself. You like riding bikes, maybe part-time job at a motorcycle shop, learning how to fix them.
We'll start bidding tonight with our most coveted item, a collection of letters handwritten by Albert Einstein. We'll start the bidding for the letters at $1 million. We'll start at $1 million for our opening bid. Here looking for 1.5. I've got $1 million looking for 1.5. We'll buy it back from you.
The one is where you use your skills, and the second one is where you develop new skills.
$2 million right here looking for 2.5. $2,500,000 right here looking for 3. We got 2.5.
I've done that when I was younger. I worked as a roofer But sometimes, you know, a carpenter would need a hand on a weekend or something to put a barn together or whatever. And I had no girlfriend. Okay, fine, I'm in. When and where? So I go and be a carpenter for the weekend. Well, after a few years, you know, I catch on very quickly, and roofing got slow. I was living in a town that was basically employed by one of the big three automakers. They had three big plants there, and they decided they were going to go through a massive layoff, and 3,000 people suddenly were unemployed. Well, every Tom's Harry Dick with a pickup truck and a ladder suddenly became my competition. They're working for bear money, and I'm trying to make a living. It wasn't worth me firing up my van in the morning to go to work, so I said, fuck it. And I went, you know, got myself a job as a framer, and that lasted about 4 months working for a guy. And one of the other guys that what I was working with and myself, we were both pissed off. We were both leaving. He said, you know, hey, let's go talk to the general that we were taking the work from. And we you know, went framing on the same site as we had been working on. Now we were, you know, working for piece rate rather than pounding nails by the hour. Nice. Is your brother a mechanic then?
That's Sinclair Melbourne, VC and chairman of the Friends of
Biker chick?
It's a one-time slip of Sinclair. It won't happen again.
Sir, your letters.
And if he's a mechanic, how good is he at 5.9 Cummins diesels?
Just left the auction. But his car's not here. He's just gone.
What? He has no mode of transport. Is that a helicopter?
So he gets a load and take off from a rooftop in Manhattan. How do we keep up with the guy who breaks all the rules?
Oh. Nice. I'll definitely have to keep in touch with you, because if I'm coming down for that bus, I may need a hand to get that sucker up and running, and you know, a quick go over to drive it back to Canada. I mean, I know my way around pretty good, but sometimes I can miss things, and I'd rather not miss things. Oh, he's still taking classes. Yeah, you know, diesels are pretty simple. Diesels only need two things. They need air and they need fuel. Or three, compression. But, you know, the guy that's selling it says the bus ran not too long ago. So it'll probably just be a matter of firing in a couple of brand new batteries, turning it over, and giving it a little bit of snort ether. Diesels love to, you know, get tested with ether. Not. And once it's running, you know, then I just got to make sure I've got no leaks. I build up the air. If it's air, no leaks in the brakes, because I want to drive that sucker back home rather than, you know, pay $4,000 or $5,000 to have it flatbedded. And that's a long bloody way from Texas to Canada. It's 21 hours on the road. About 1,400 miles.
Because we ran out of plain suits. Jeans and t-shirt guy. We have one suit. A good suit is like the perfect woman.
Oh.
The right one.
Anyway, biker chick, it's been a pleasure meeting you. I'm just, you know, testing the waters on live streaming. So
I switched Pierce's titanium card for one with a listening device. I also have
Oh, yeah.
I'll be heading back to the office for a
Yeah.
round of friends or depositions.
Benstar destroyed my business,
So,
ruined my reputation.
I mean, I've worked my way, around diesels enough. I've owned shit. I don't know how many, but I'm not as young and agile as I once was. I mean, I'm over 60. So having, somebody younger to crawl under and around and check all of that stuff out just is very helpful. So if it happens, then I'll leave you a message in one of your videos. I don't know if you set yours up so that when you leave a message, you get, or when somebody leaves a message on your video, you get a notification. But you'll have plenty of time if I do leave a message, or I'll just live stream again. Hopefully you'll come by. Have a great day, evening, night. Yeah, you're what, 7:30 right now? So have a great evening and night, and it's been a pleasure. Take care.